Alright. So today's video is gonna be a little bit different. Here, as you can see, we have this LeetCode problem, which is kind of like on easy level. Like, let me just explain it to you and just tell you what you have to do in order to solve this problem. So, as you can see here, we have these four values, right? D, E, and F, and G. As you noticed, some of them has like a string value, while like the other has like a number and a boolean. And of course, we all know that a boolean is equal to 1, right? And by the way, this is like a JavaScript problem. Like, we need to solve it using JavaScript, of course. So we have 1, we have 30, and we have this string 20, and we have this string, of course, minus 100, right? So what you have to do is, like, we have these two console logs. In console log number 1, you have like the result, it has to be 2000, as you can see here. So you have like, of course, by the way, you have to use math operators like plus, minus, multiply, etc. So you have to use math operators in order to first produce, or like produce 2000 as a result. And in console log 2, you have to reduce or produce like 173 as a result. So what you have to do is actually use math operators like plus, minus, multiply, etc. in order, of course, to produce 2000, and like in console log to produce 173. And of course, you have to only use the variable's values and not any other number. So you only have to use 100, 20, 30, and 1. You can just, for example, what you can do, like, you can't do is, for example, use the G, like G, and multiply it with 4. That's not possible. You can't do that. You only have to use these four values, like D, E, F, and G. Don't use any other number. That's number one. Number two, you can't use variable twice. Like, you can't, for example, say F, which is 30, plus G plus F. Like, once you used it once, you can't use it twice. So pause the video and try to solve it. Alright, let's solve the number one, which is we have to produce 2000, which is kind of easy. So in order to produce 2000, we have to multiply 100, which is D, with 20, which is E, because 100 multiply 20 equals to 1000, right? But but if you multiply D with like E, it will produce minus to 2000, which is wrong. So what we can do is, you have to say minus D multiply like plus 20, because this plus sign here will turn this string into a number, and this minus here will also turn this string into a number and remove this minus sign right here. So if we hit save and check the console here, let me just run it again. Alright, As you can see here, we have this 2000 as a result. All right. So actually, like problem number one is quite easy. Like number two is kind of hard. So in order to actually produce 173, we have to, of course, produce 73 and then add it to like a 100. And fortunately, we have like 100 here. So all we have to do is use these four values, or like use these three values in order to have like 73. So what I thought of doing is the following. First, we will use number method, and we will here put the g, which is 1, this g, but I don't want it to be 1, I want it to be 2. And like I'm gonna explain it in a second. So this one here, number plus plus g, which will give me 2, because g by itself is 1, and if you want to increment it, you have to add plus plus. And if we hit save and check it here, as you can see, it's 2. Alright, so after that I will multiply it with e, which is this 20%, of course, but I don't want it to be 20%. I actually want it to be 21. So we'll have to add plus plus. As we did here, we will also do here. So e by itself is 20. If you want to make it 21, increment it by 1, you have to actually add plus plus before it. So 2 multiply with 21, which will give us, of course, 24. Alright, this 24 thing will have to add 30 to it, cause, or like not 30, like we have to add f, because as you know, 42 plus 30, which will give us, of course, 72. But we don't want 72, right, guys? Because as I said, we have, or like we have to have 73, not 72. So in order to fix it, we'll just add plus plus, because this f represents 30, and if you add plus plus, it will be 31, right? So this, instead of 30, it will be actually 31, and this is 73. So if we hit save and check it here, it will be 37. And like finally, we'll just add 100 to it. But if you do this here is minus 100, which will not give us the result. So in order to fix it, we have to add minus instead of a plus, because minus will return a number but will remove this minus operator from this number. So if we hit save and then check it, it will actually give us 173. So hope you guys like this video, and see you in the next one.